It had been a long and exhausting day for Jesus and his disciples. Crowds had gathered from every village, eager to hear him teach, to see his miracles, and to receive healing. From sunrise until late afternoon, Jesus had poured himself out, teaching in parables, explaining the mysteries of the kingdom of God, and showing compassion to those who were broken and hurting. As the sun began to set, painting the horizon with shades of gold and crimson, Jesus turned to his disciples and said, "Let us go over to the other side of the lake." The disciples quickly prepared the boat. For many of them, the sea was familiar territory. Fishermen like Peter, Andrew, James, and John had spent their lives on those very waters. They felt confident as they set sail. The boat glided smoothly across the Sea of Galilee. A gentle breeze carried them forward, and the evening air was cool and refreshing. The noise of the crowd faded behind them, and for a moment there was peace. Jesus, weary from ministering to the people, lay down at the stern of the boat. Resting his head on a cushion, he soon drifted into a deep and peaceful sleep. The gentle rocking of the boat seemed to cradle him, while his disciples quietly talked among themselves, steering toward the other shore. But then, everything changed. Without warning, the sky darkened. Thick clouds gathered, blocking out the fading light. A fierce wind swept across the lake, and the waves began to rise higher and higher. The calm waters turned into a raging sea. The disciples tightened their grip on the oars. The boat began to pitch violently, tossed like a toy in the powerful storm. Water splashed over the sides, filling the boat faster than they could empty it. Fear began to grip their hearts. They had faced storms before, but this one was different. This storm was relentless, furious, and overwhelming. Even seasoned fishermen knew they were in grave danger. Peter shouted orders, trying to keep control. John and James struggled to steady the sails, but the wind tore at them mercilessly. The boat creaked and groaned as the waves pounded against it. Still, through all the chaos, Jesus slept. The disciples could hardly believe it. The storm raged. The boat was sinking. Their lives were in danger. And yet Jesus, their teacher, lay undisturbed, as if he were resting in perfect peace. At last, fear overcame them. They rushed to him, shaking him awake. "Teacher, Master, Lord, don't you care if we perish?" Jesus opened his eyes, calm, steady, without a trace of fear. He rose to his feet, standing firm even as the boat rocked violently beneath him. He looked into the storm, the howling wind, the crashing waves, the darkness that threatened to swallow them whole. And with a voice filled with authority, he commanded, "Peace, be still." And instantly the storm obeyed. The wind stopped. The waves grew calm. The sea became as smooth as glass. A great silence fell over the waters, and the disciples stood in stunned amazement. Their hearts pounded not from the storm, but from the power they had just witnessed. Jesus turned to them and asked gently but firmly, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" The disciples could only whisper among themselves in awe, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." In that moment, they began to understand. This was no ordinary teacher, no ordinary prophet. This was the Lord over creation, the one whose word carries authority over nature itself. And this story is not just about a storm on the Sea of Galilee. It is about the storms we face in our own lives. There are moments when the winds of worry shake us, when waves of fear threaten to drown us, when we feel as though our boat is sinking under the weight of life's trials. We cry out, "Lord, don't you care that I am perishing?" And just like on that night, Jesus is with us. He has never left our side. Though it may seem he is silent, he is still in control. With a single word, he can bring peace to our hearts, calm to our fears, and hope in the midst of despair. The storm you face may feel overwhelming, but remember this: if Jesus is in your boat, you will not sink. When fear rises, let his peace rise higher. When the storm rages, listen for his voice saying, "Peace, be still." For the one who calmed the sea then, still calms hearts today. And in him there is always peace over fear,